So how did we get started with sustainable aging?
Well, it wasn't called that in the beginning.
What?
It didn't have a name.
Oh, okay.
Um,
But we had a
we had a
plan
dream,
and a
yeah.
dream and a purpose.
My background is social worker, MSW, and I thought maybe as part of the breathing space work that I was doing for a long time, which was helping people declutter and organize, that I would add a branch that was for getting advanced directives thought about and done.
My interest is more about the healthcare system, about healthcare finance. That's my background, is in those areas, and I have a graduate degree from Marlborough College Graduate School in Healthcare Administration. Our tag is exploring end-of-life choices long before the end of life.
Yeah.
That has so much to do with personal autonomy, people making choices for themselves. I mean, after all, who better should make a decision about end-of-life choices than themselves? Do you want to leave it to a physician? Do you want to leave it to a stranger?
You want to leave it to a grumpy relative?
Or leave it to the relative you don't want to leave it to? There's so many opportunities here to exercise your own personal autonomy.
Yeah, and I do see it a lot like the childbirth movement, where knowing one's options, having as much information as possible and being comfortable with it means that you can then say, this is what I choose.
If you took care of yourself when you found out you were pregnant, why wouldn't you want to take care of yourself and take care of others when
When the inevitable
explaining
comes.
explaining your wishes when the inevitable does come?
Yeah.
So I think that's an important component. Quality of care is also a huge consideration. We know that there's so many peer review articles that indicate that have evidence that there is a increased quality of care. In fact, people who decide to let go oftentimes live longer and better than those who try to fight the inevitable.
And I would say they're wonderful resources that we're not trying to rewrite the books. There's a lot that's been written.
No need to.
There's a lot that's been written, and it's referenced on our website, sort of across the boards of how to look, ways to look at this, and people who've been working on it.
Right. And there's no right or wrong choice. Everyone has the opportunity to consider what their own wishes are, consider what their values are, and then make a decision. What's important is that people do make a decision. We know that advanced care planning, talking about death, especially one's own death, puts people out of their comfort zone.
But then it can be comfortable. That is the thing. That just like hospice training, which is so wonderful, allows people to be comfortable with the inevitable. Mm-hmm. And this lets families become more comfortable. And at ease and...
Yeah, so what we do is facilitate conversations. We don't dictate them. We create open-ended questions. We oftentimes do our work in what's called the World Cafe model, which creates intimate conversations. And so people get to explore what they want for their own wishes. You might, I've described people as all being expert about end-of-life issues because for the most part we've all been witness to good deaths, and good aging, not just deaths, but good examples of aging. And also we've been witness to ones that we don't wish to emulate. And so we have this in our, this in us. What we need to do is just distill our thoughts and put thoughts to action.
And to have conversation.
And to
The
have,
conversation just changes everything.
it's where it starts, and truly it should never end.